Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions, man. Listen, like it before you light it, hit the sub before you hit the bud, and join the team before you hit the green. And listen, bro. Hold up, I fucked up on that one. Hold up, nah.
Hype me up.
Y'all know it's only 2 YouTubers that do that, and I'm both of them. Look, I hope y'all voted today too. Especially if you're in Louisiana, please tell me you voted. No on all those amendments. Let's get into this video, y'all. This one here, the food situation in America is starting to scare people. I'm hungry right now.
Came here to Walmart to get some blueberries, and guess what the prices of blueberries are?
Yo, the game is messed up right now.
Blueberries are good for antioxidants, and antioxidants are like anti-cancer. You know what I mean? Like they help block free radicals from turning these cells AWOL and shit, man. You need those antioxidants. But dog, that's crazy.
It's one thing to pay all this money for gas, but Angus Franks, $8.19 a pack. That's like, yo, there's only 8 francs in there. It's an evil world we live in, y'all. An evil world. Nah.
It's a sad day when $150 of groceries is less than your front seat.
Inflation,
Passenger
dog.
seat. Ugh.
Time to hunker down, friends. Great value.
Gotta be smoking crack.
And that great value milk is garbage, man. It's trash. I don't drink milk. It's horrible. Like, why are we drinking baby growth formula? Baby cow growth formula. That's what that is. We're not cows, but it is what it is.
Because I don't care how giant of a size it is. $9.49 and Raisin Bran, or $9.99 the regular price. Special K, $8.49. Who in the f is 3 Wishes, $8.99. Hell, even the signature cornflakes is $5.49. What kind of is this?
Boy,
so my mom just passed away 2 days ago, and I'm having to go through records in order to get stuff for her death certificate. And if you didn't know this, I'm from Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans. And when Katrina had hit, I think FEMA had asked people to save their receipts in order to receive an reimbursement. So my grandmother, who's a very diligent record keeper, kept her receipts from grocery stores in 2005. So this is from September 2nd, 2005. This is the price of groceries back then. So 1 gallon of orange juice was $1.39. Mayonnaise was $2.59.
But not her, by the way, y'all. Somebody that just texted me, man. Just childish as hell, bro.
Hot dog buns were $2.09. A 6-pack of Coke was $1.38. A can of chili was 99 cents. Or no, I'm sorry. You could get 4 cans of chili for 99 cents. 1 thing of chips, so Lay's, like a big bag, I'm assuming, is $1.67. Instant grits were $2.45. A pack of buns, hamburger buns, was 89 cents.
Man, bro, you know, I eat hamburgers. And them buns, $3, $4, something crazy. Man, but look, if you stay in New Orleans, especially in the East, dog, go over there to the Bunny Bread Factory, man. They got the outlet store in there, man. Go get you some of that wholesale bread, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all boys on G. A lot of y'all don't know that. That's an East Beast well-kept secret. People don't know nothing about that, man. You're not from the city if you don't know that.
I feel like I'm talking about this like it's the early 1900s, but it's crazy to see how much the pricing of food has gone up since then. Like, and there's a few other receipts here, so if I find something else interesting, I'll keep you guys updated.
Can I show you something that absolutely is blowing my mind right now?
Sure.
I have 2 1/4 pounds of ground beef at Walmart. Look at this price.
Boy, look at the price of that meat. Pause.
There's no reason for foil to be this expensive. This is at Sam's Club. No reason for this.
Oh, hold up now. Is that for like that whole stack, or is that like 2 or 3 or 1? Man, don't play with me. At Sam's, they sell big ass packs of shit. What is it? 12-inch standard, Reynolds wrap, 2-pack, my nigga. You better be selling plates. I know that much. You better be selling plates and have to actually use this so you can make a profit, because there's no way that I'm going to be spending this much on some aluminum foil for the crib. Hell no, we gonna stack 2 plates on top of each other and put that bitch in a grocery bag. You know what I'm talking about. You ain't no trench babe if you don't know what I'm talking about.
There's no reason. This shit better hop out the box and wrap itself for $25 and $30.
Explain this one to me. I come to the grocery store to get a few cleaning supplies and maybe 3 or 4 food type items. I walk out of the store and my whole cost is $115. How can we make it, folks? How can we make it? A little small container of blueberries, which are an excellent food source and a great antioxidant. A little small container was $7.99. I don't know how we're going to make it. I don't know.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy because food is just through the roof, and I really I really take empathy for people who are in that position to where you don't know where your next meal coming from, dog. You know, I ain't trying to put my people business out there, nothing like that. But if it wasn't for like certain summer programs and things of that nature, nigga wouldn't have had nothing to eat in the summertime. Like, I remember when I stayed in Jackson, Mississippi, we stayed on this street called Peyton, and across the street there was an elementary school, and I want to say it's Key Elementary. I went to damn near every elementary school in Jackson, Mississippi. Gary Road, Key, Sykes, Willow Heights. I went to them all. But at 12 o'clock, we would leave my house. It would be my sister Maggie, Tiffany, my brother David, my little brother Sam, and then my auntie and my uncle John. We was in that bitch packed like sardines, and my mom and dad was at work. And we go across the street, and it'll be like them giving us food to eat during the summertime, like hot meals and shit like that. I'm not bullshitting y'all. If it wasn't for that, nigga ain't had nothing to eat sometimes. Because we got so many people in the house. My mom and them would make groceries, and we'll go through them bitches like that. I'm talking about she get 2 or 3 packs of bread. That shit ain't lasting for no whole summer. Hell no, that's not lasting for no whole month. Man, we kids, we eating this shit. And this one, we was outside. So you know the energy expenditure was crazy. We out there doing backflips off garbage cans. We riding our bike. We chasing. We playing pitch up tackle. We doing little boy shit. You really burn a lot of calories when you a growing young boy. And bro, there was not enough food in the crib sometimes, dog. Dead ass serious. And I ain't trying to make my mom and them look like they was less than, but bro, that's the fact of the, you know, shit. I'ma always keep it real. Love you, mama. Love you too, pops.
I know they lying. $13.99 for a goddamn watermelon. I know they lying.
My God, I know gas and everything went up and food and everything, but my God, Publix, 4 limes for $3? Like, 4 of these for $3? I don't want it.
$10 freaking on a bag of grapes. $10. I know you're thinking, like, just don't buy the grapes, which I could not buy the grapes, but it's like the one fruit my kids will eat. $10 on freaking grapes.
Y'all, look at these prices to these teas. Almost $6 for barely any herbs that are in these tea bags. Like, these were like 4 something. They went up a whole $1. Like, be so for real. Yogi is still under $5, but still, this is ridiculous for some tea.
I'm not even buying fancy food anymore. Like, I'm buying normal people food. Eggs, chicken, fruit. Oh my gosh. And somehow it still feels like I'm being financially irresponsible.
Groceries are absolutely killing me in our household budget. I just went to pick up a few things. This chicken, it's not even that much chicken. Avocado was $2.97. Now this is a really big ass avocado. I'll give it that, but like 1 avocado, some peppers, tomatoes. Now these are really cute. Look how cute they are. Do you see how cute? $6.99.
That's not natural.
Some turkey, because that's like all my daughter will eat. $8.67. What the hell?
Say, bro, you know, two ladies just got up there and said it's the only such and such my kids will eat, man. You know, we some bitch ass parents, bro. It is what it is. I'm guilty of it too. Cause man, nobody in my neighborhood that I know of or in my house, grew up being picky eaters. Stupid ass gonna sit at that table till that food gone, or you not gonna eat. It was either one. It wasn't no, you gonna eat this, she gonna eat that. Nah, I don't like this. No, man, my mama put that bitch on a plate. You gonna eat that bitch, dog. It's that simple, bro. That's how we grew up. But man, we some whole ass parents. It is what it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Anything. I walked into the grocery store and somehow managed to walk out spending $87.
Lord have mercy.
For what? I bought eggs, meat, coffee creamer, and some fruit, like basic stuff. Yeah, Kroger. Basic normal food is like luxury right now. I don't understand it. Worst part of it all is I feel like I leave and I bought nothing. Swear every time I check out, I just stand in silence like processing the damage.
I think a signal of the state of the economy is the level of guilt and shame and just financial incompetence you feel when all you really just did was spend money on food. Peace.
It's actually wild to me that billionaires can make more money in one day than most people in Michigan will see in their entire lifetime. And we're all just supposed to act normal about that. Most of my friends here are living paycheck to paycheck, putting groceries on credit cards, delaying medical care, not getting medical care at all, and hoping and praying their car doesn't make a weird noise. Because in Michigan, you need that car to get to work. And then you also need gas, insurance, repairs. All that eats up half the paycheck you were driving there to earn. I don't know how anyone looks at this and says the system is working. It's working beautifully for the billionaires, just not for us.
And you know what's crazy, dog? Poor people and working class people defending the idea of not taxing super, super rich people like Elon Musk, them type people. They got so many loopholes for the rich and they don't got none for your unrich ass. That's crazy. Like somebody like President Trump could own a big ass estate, but all he got to do is put a couple goats and a couple cows on that bitch and he can save himself so much money in taxes. Or I heard about this other guy who got this big ass stupid mansion and basically he labeled it as a museum, but the museum is only open to the public 1 hour out of a month. And he gets to save millions of dollars in taxes because of that loophole. I feel like they should be some tax loopholes for people who work in class. All right, cool. If you spent $10,000 on uniforms and tuition and food and travel to bring the kids to school, if you should be able to itemize all that shit and deduct that from your take-home pay, and in addition to, you know, anything else that already exists. Some of that stuff probably could exist, but what I'm saying is they need to add more to the tax code so that everyday people can save bread. Straight up, man, you know.
So let's talk about food inflation. Now, when the war started, I told you guys it would probably take 3 or 4 months. We would start seeing food inflation rise in the United States, and it's going to get pretty significantly worse as this goes on. But we started seeing it in April, the first signs of it, as food inflation in April was 3.2% year over year. But then this report came out. U.S. producer prices post biggest gain in 4 years in April, 6%. Important to note that this current food inflation we're experiencing is mostly fuel, diesel price driven. Where it's really going to take off is when fuel prices are high and we start seeing the impacts of fertilizer shortages and expensive fertilizer. Because that's when food gets expensive regardless of fuel prices. When those two things combine, you start seeing food inflation like we saw in 2022, which reached 11%. Could we see that again? I mean, it's absolutely possible. I don't know that we will. The longer this goes on, the more likely it will happen. Thanks.
But the problem is, the difference is now people had jobs in 2022. People were hiring in 2022. Right now, they not. A lot of people done been laid off. A lot of people done already ran through their reserve capital, through their emergency funds, if they had any of those to begin with. And you're dealing with the fact that it's about to be summertime and the kids are out of school and they're going to be eating up and drinking up everything in the house. The energy bills are going to go up because it's hot and you have to overwork the AC just to keep it cool. You know, shit just look bad out here for the everyday American, bro. And it is what it is. You know, you gotta blame it on policy. It ain't no situation that was, you know, a disease going around getting people sick, so we have to shut this bitch down. Nah, this is the actions of the people at the top doing dumb shit.
Does anybody else just get pissed off when they go to the grocery store now? I feel like everything there is ridiculously overpriced. I just paid $6.99 for a bag of chips that was filled a quarter way with chips and 75% air.
I don't know about you, but our struggle meals are becoming a daily meal and a daily struggle. I had the thought tonight that one of our struggle meals, that was usually pretty, inexpensive, filling, all of that, has gone up like $10. Hamburger gravy and mashed potatoes. What's your go-to struggle meal? Because this mom is looking for some ideas.
Guys, I'm right here.
Yeah, pork and beans. I remember when pork chops used to be the cheapest cut that you could find. You go get a whole, you still could, but big ass pack of pork chops, shit like that, bro. Red beans and rice, things that's gonna stick to your rib that don't cost a lot of bread, man. But people catch on to shit. Them bitches gonna be off the shelf like a dog. You gonna be looking, man, where all the pork chops at? Turkey wings, turkey necks, shit like that.
At Walmart right now, and I really can make this shit up. I'm in here with my cat. You wanna meet him? Hey, babe.
Why would we have a pet like this?
Anyways, guys, I really can make this shit up. Milk now, it's $10 a gallon at Walmart.
That's whole milk. Who drinks whole milk, you filthy animal? Man, bro, me, when I did use milk, it was 2%, like, ugh, I can't do no whole milk. Who drink whole milk, bro? What you do? I'm not here to judge. Well, chill the fuck out, bro. You don't know what these people gonna do. Drinking whole milk.
Milk, guys. That's your new upcoming prices with the gas prices going up. It's only gonna get worse. Prepare for $20 a gallon.
I weigh this 5-pound bag of potatoes to see if it's actually 5 pounds.
That used to be cheap right there.
3.15. Wow. So this is at Walmart. We'll try this one. Maybe this is 5 pounds. $3.49. 5-pound bag of potatoes.
Walmart always on some fraudulent
See if we can
shit.
find a 5-pounder. Wow.
I was just listening to the inflation report that was just released today. Y'all, we're going to have to start gardening and growing our own food. Like, I don't know what to say. The price of tomatoes, the inflation has gone up 50% in the last year. That is wild. And the inflation is going to increase in food, especially with the war that's happening in the Middle East. In the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to see a huge increase, and we haven't seen it yet because...
So in other words, she blaming it on Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? Tangerine body built ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a funny looking nigga, bro.
We still have crops that haven't been planted, and those prices still need to trickle down, those costs, especially in the U.S. Things like tomatoes, potatoes, lettuce, broccoli, peppers, all that requires a lot of fertilization, and we're going to see prices increase in that. But luckily, these are things that we can grow in our own backyard. Like, those are all things that I have in my backyard right now. And if you don't have a backyard, like, this is the perfect opportunity to work within your community, find out who does and who you can work with, have to start relying more and more on those ecosystems within our community so that we're not having to pay an arm and a leg for this man-made crisis. There's so many people here on TikTok that are just learning along. I'm one of those. I'm making friends with gardeners all across the country, learning tips. I'm trying new produce. So it's just something that we are going to have to adapt to in this crazy, unpredictable country of ours.
Well. Yeah, you're going to have to learn how to grow your own tomatoes, your own potatoes, your own rutabagas, all that. You need to learn how to grow everything at this point, dog. And then you're going to just have to depend on butchers in the stores to get your, your proteins and all that kind of stuff. Because I know you don't want a goat in your backyard. I know you don't want a big ass cow in your backyard. So the best bet is to grow your own fruits and vegetables, bro. The problem is the best time to grow a fruit tree was 50 years ago. But the good news is the second best time is today.
Well, Walmart up to the old tricks again. Take a look at what they did to the bread. Used to be $1 last week. I didn't go shopping this week until it's Monday. I didn't go shopping on the weekend. But wait till you see the price of the bread now. Thanks a lot. Now it's $1.62. So it's 62% more than it was last week. Is this what's happening to your Walmart? Because like 62%, I thought inflation was like 4%.
I'm at the grocery store, and if you can, grow your own tomatoes, because check this out. So we're $4.99 a pound, so it's either $5 for one of these or $2.50 for one of these. Like, that's actually insane. Even Romas are $3.49 a pound. And it's only gonna get worse.
Not to sound like your local 89-year-old, but when did it become that you have to decide between your car payment and marinara sauce? Since when is tomato and seasoning worth double digits? I hear it's 11. And then hold on, because it's either a concert ticket or feeding your family pasta. $4. This can feed you, your loved ones, as well as your hated ones for an entire month. Should World War III come, you'll find this in my bomb shelter. Ow, just hit my head. Like, don't get me wrong, I will be purchasing this, but begrudgingly.
Holy shit. Publix, have you lost your mind?
I ain't never been to a
When
Publix.
the cheap chuck roast costs $45.13. And look at this, iRound. Y'all lost your damn minds. Look at that.
These companies think that they're slick and that they can pull some fast ones on us because they think we won't notice. So I recently bought a box of protein Honey Nut Cheerios, okay? It's the large size box.
That box looks small.
This is a regular box of Honey Nut Cheerios. They are, for all intents and purposes, the same size.
They trying to
now,
beat you
they
over.
are
You bought
different
it.
weights. The regular Honey Nut Cheerios is 10.8 ounces. The large size protein Honey Nut Cheerios is 11.2 ounces. So, just in case anybody asks you, according to big food companies, the difference between a regular size box of cereal and a large size box of cereal is roughly 0.4 ounces. So, I hate it here.
I'm sitting in the Stop and Shop parking lot waiting for my groceries to come out. My grocery bill is $200. And in that $200, I did not get one thing that I could cook for dinner this week. So think granola bars, eggs I needed for breakfast, bagels, basic things, butter, beverages, coffee, creamer, things like that. So nowhere in here did I get meat or even a carb that I could cook for dinner. So I'm finding it hard to believe that buying food from the grocery store is actually cheaper and saving you money as opposed to eating out every night. Because if I go in there and I buy, let's say, chicken cutlets, so I buy the chicken, 2 packs of chicken, I buy, I don't know, maybe I don't have breadcrumbs. Maybe I need a side with that, right? I need broccoli or a vegetable and maybe rice or something like that. And then I spend all the time to cook it. How am I saving money? I'm finding it hard to believe that I am actually saving any money. Forget about if I wanted to cook something that's, a little bit more extreme or extravagant. Maybe I want to make a pasta with a pink sauce with meat or steak. How am I saving money? I could go and find deals in the neighborhood and eat for less than I can if I go into that grocery store and buy the ingredients and go home and cook them myself. And I don't have to actually cook it. So the argument that eating home is saving money is no longer making sense to me.
The economy is so bad.
Dog, it's supposed to be cheaper to eat at the crib, dog. Real talk. It's not supposed to be cheaper to eat at a restaurant in no life. Like, nah, that don't make no sense at all. A steak at the crib should be cheaper than a steak at a restaurant. A sandwich at the crib should be cheaper than a sandwich from a restaurant, dog. This don't make no damn sense. The logic not logicking.
Bad that you think you're bad with money, but all you did was buy food. Like a necessity that you need, that your family needs. And it's not like I'm getting luxury items like, I don't know, caviar or anything like that. We're just buying yogurt, eggs, bread, stuff like that. Things that you need to sustain the lives in your household. And minimum for one bag of groceries is like $50. And then you end up getting like, say, 4 bags of groceries, but you spent $200. So it's at least $50 a bag just for 4 bags of groceries. I mean, this doesn't seem real. Like, what is even happening right now?
Yeah, bro, this is ridiculous at this point, man. You could really just experiment with this shit. Just go and look up a restaurant in your city, look up a particular dish, and then, all right, cool. Let me recreate this dish at the crib, and then compare the ingredients you gotta buy in order to make it come together. And you can exclude the shit that you already have, which you should if you've been cooking for real. You should have garlic, salt, and pepper and all that. You should, if you cook, you should have that already, goddamn it. But all that other stuff that you like, the protein, you might need some bread, whatever. No, I'm telling you, most likely you better off getting your black ass up or your white ass, whatever you watch, and go to the restaurant and get it. At this point, man, this shit trash, dog. For real, bro. You know, I'm doing okay, but I still be looking out for my people, bro. I need shit to get back to normal, bro. Because I'm not, you know, bro, at the end of the day, man, you know, I said it before, man. I'm always look out for the people that looked out for me. Until you start making me feel like you're just using a nigga or some shit. But at the same time, bro, I've been there. I know how it is to struggle, man. I've been through the, boy, I got it out the mud, man, for real. But look, man, love y'all boys, say y'all bread. Do whatever you gotta do to get this bread within the law, that is, because some of y'all be taking my shit too literal. I don't want you to go out there and start jugging and get yourself jammed up. None of that. But take care of your business, partner.